mission shelter, which means we take everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. We've had some weird things, like we had an animal control case where we got like 50 sugar gliders. We've had cases where we got 13 700-pound pigs. We've gotten injured horses. We've gotten a ton of chickens. We just got a bunch of chickens from just recently. So really any animal that you can own as a pet, we have had at one time.
What happens when the shelter gets too full?
If there's animals that are not doing well here, we'll work with other rescues. We just had 2 rescues come in this week and take animals that wouldn't have done as well in a shelter setting. And that's not even just animals that have been here for a long time. Shelters are stressful. It's, we do the best we can. We try to provide enrichment. There's volunteers that come in and hang out with the animals, but it's stressful. It's not a home. So if there's an animal that's a little bit more sensitive in foster homes, we work with a lot of rescues to try to kind of, even something as simple as like switching animals. So if they have had animals that have been out for a long time, we'll sometimes do like a swap just to have like a new audience. And a lot of the times that works. We try to work with rescues. We put animals in foster homes if they're not doing as well in the shelter to work on behavioral things, and try to, get them to a place where they're going to be adopted. So it really depends on the animal, and it kind of just depends on, some of it's the animal, some of it's kind of just like circumstance. It really just depends on kind of who's coming into the shelter and the animals. Things like kittens and puppies obviously are going to go really quickly. Animals that are good with our 3 things are good with cats, good with dogs, and good with kids, because that's what, ideally what most people are looking for, is kind of that well-rounded family. And as far as the adoption process, it depends a little bit on the animal. So the only one that there are a little bit more restrictions with is puppies. So any dog that's under a year is technically a puppy. So we collect applications to try to find the most appropriate home. Because we want them to be in that home for their entire life. So we try to kind of, just target exactly what's going to be the best for that specific puppy. And then any dog that's under a year, or any bully breed, any dog that we think might just need a little bit extra, has to be signed up for positive-based obedience classes before that they can go home. So that's one little extra hurdle. But other than that, with the exception of, filling out an application, meeting with a counselor, if you rent, getting landlord approval, having everyone in the house meet the animal. If you have a dog, and you're looking at specifically a dog, having them meet and make sure everything goes fine. So it can be very, very simple, but for some animals that might need a little bit more, it's a little bit complicated, but purposefully so, because we want them to stay in that home and make sure that they are gonna be a perfect match.
help the Whatcom Human Society and the animals?
Just kind of making people aware of who we are and what we do and what we have available. And that's kind of part of our job as well, is to kind of make ourselves known in the community a little bit more. If you're interested in helping animals, volunteering is always a great thing. We have volunteers. Anybody over 16 can come and volunteer. But there's a lot of people that want to get involved before that. So doing things like service projects. A lot of kids do their senior project working with us. We have scout troops that work with us and try to do servicing to benefit the animals here. Kind of being aware in the community. So if there's ever anything that somebody sees that's not, they don't feel good about it, they think that's an animal is not getting treated how it should, we really rely on the community to tell us. Just if they see something wrong, to just speak up, because that's kind of what we're here for, is we're here to speak for the animals, but we can't do that if we don't know if there's an issue.
Since we're the only animal control facility in Whatcom County, we deal with puppy mills, hoarding cases, abuse and cruelty cases, neglect, animals locked in hot cars, animals abandoned in hotel rooms. So if anytime anyone sees anything that doesn't seem right, it's better to have us check it out.
What do you think is the most important thing for the community to know about the Whatcom Human Society?
Again, what I was saying about that, we really rely on the community, not only for support and for adoptions, but to let us know if there's anything that's happening that's not right. And just as an animal welfare organization, we exist not only to investigate when we think that an animal is getting mistreated or neglected, but also just because there are homeless animals. So that, the reason for my job specifically, but Carly's as well, is to educate and just let people know how important it is to be a responsible pet owner and spay and neuter your animals. Knowing how your decisions affect our community as a whole is really important.
Yeah, I think that having the community aware that we're an open admission shelter, so not only can we help with any animal who's in need if people have an animal and need help, but understanding that we have all of those animals then available for adoption too. So don't go to the pet stores and buy guinea pigs and parakeets. Come to the shelter first and check it out, because that alone can make a huge difference in how many animals are homeless.